Palantir stock is trading at about $79 and it has a market cap of $180 billion. For the past 12 months, they made a revenue of $2.65 billion. So that's a price to sales of 60, which is very, very, very expensive. And it's still justified if they can grow their revenue significantly, like doubling or tripling their revenue. If they triple their revenue from 2.65 billion, the price to sales will become 20, and that's okay, right? But I don't see Palantir tripling their revenue. That's because for financial year of 2024, they are guiding for a revenue between 2.805 billion to 2.809 billion, and that's only a growth of 30% year over year. So if you grow at 30% year over year, for your revenue to triple, it's going to take a long, long time. And let me show you a valuation of what it takes for Palantir to double from the current price of $80 by 2029. So as you can see on the screen, 2024, they are guiding for $2.8 billion of revenue. They have to grow their revenue by 52.5% on an average year over year for the next 5 years to make about $23 billion. So that's almost 8xing their revenue by 2029. They are nowhere near that. Their current growth rate is 30%, and we know as the company gets bigger and bigger, it's hard for them to grow. And I'm estimating a net profit margin of 35%. And Palantir's gross margins are in the order of 80%, so I think this is a reasonable number. And I'm estimating Nvidia like multiple of 50. So if this happens, if this scenario plays out, and they are nowhere near any of this, right? So then Palantir's market cap will be $404 billion by 2029. And currently they are diluting the shareholders left, right, and center. But I'm estimating that there will be no dilution. In that case, their stock price will be $162 by 2029, which gives a double from the current price of $80. And 52.5% growth rate will happen if they get a lot of contracts, right? But look at what's happening. Like in the most recent quarter, they said they got $100 million of contract, and that's spread over 5 years. So on an average, they'll probably get like 20 million a year. So that's not huge. They're not getting billions of dollars of contracts. And most of the time they get 7-figure, like $1 million plus, right? It's not even 8-figure deals. And also Palantir is misunderstood as a generative AI company. It's not. OpenAI, for example, is preparing the LLMs for us, right? So that's generative AI company. And Nvidia is supplying the chips, so they are an AI company. And Microsoft is providing the infrastructure for companies to build projects, AI projects on their platforms, right? And with Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, you can build all the end-to-end generative AI projects. And Palantir, when we look into the testimonials from their clients, it looks like most of these are related to classification or time series forecasting, which are actually classical machine learning. This is not generative AI, and therefore the AIP that they provide is only a platform that can provide connections to the LLMs for your use cases, so you can build a model, and you can do that with Azure, right? And there's nothing special about this AIP, and I don't think they can achieve the margins that companies like Nvidia and Microsoft can achieve in the long run, because you cannot charge a lot of money for platforms like these. So in my opinion, this is misunderstood. There's huge downside for Palantir if bought at $79. So I would stay far away from Palantir. Even if they are at $40, it's still very expensive. I don't think they deserve a price to sales of like 30. The max I can think about is a price to sales of 20, and that's when I would even think about buying Palantir. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.